Hello and welcome to TRT World, live from Istanbul. We begin with breaking news. India's government says it has carried out strikes on 9 different sites in Pakistan. Pakistan has responded to India's attacks and claimed it shot down 5 Indian jets and captured several soldiers. Multiple explosions were reported in Muzaffarabad, the capital of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The area experienced a blackout following the blasts. Indian missiles also struck Bahawalpur and Muridke cities of Punjab province. At least 8 people have been killed and 33 others injured. Pakistan has also closed its airspace for 48 hours following the strikes. Tensions between the two countries have escalated after an attack in Indian-administered Kashmir led to the deaths of 26 tourists in April. For the latest, let's bring in TRT World's Kamran Yusuf. He joins me live from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Kamran, so the number of Indian jets shot by Pakistan have increased to 5.
Yes, as the sun rises in Pakistan as well as in India, more details are emerging, and now Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaja Asif is saying that Pakistan has shot down 5 Indian fighter jets and a couple of also drones, and he also claimed that Pakistan made several Indian soldiers prisoners of war, claiming that several Indian soldiers are currently in Pakistan's custody. Of course, that we cannot independently verify all these claims at this point in time, but certainly this is a huge claim from Pakistan that they have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets. And this was in response to earlier strikes carried out by India. They targeted 6 different locations, 3 in the Pakistani-administered Kashmir and 3 others in the main cities of Pakistan. India said that they targeted what they claimed people who were involved in the recent Pahalgam incident, but Pakistan said that this was not true. The country's, the Pakistan Army spokesperson a while ago addressed a news conference and said that in those Indian missile strikes, at least 8 civilians were killed, including 3-year-old children and 2 women, and 33 others are injured. And Pakistan says that they will bring out all the evidence proving that in those attacks, only civilians were killed.
And also Pakistan says that 8 people were killed and 33 injured, Kamran. And as I understand, these casualties are civilian casualties.
Indeed, as I mentioned, that Pakistan military spokesperson said that 8 civilians were killed, including 3-year-old children and 2 women in this attack. And we also saw some of the images run by the local media showing teenage girls were being taken to hospitals in Bahawalpur, to an extent corroborating Pakistan's stance that in those attacks, civilians were killed. As I said, that now people are waking up this morning to this developing story, and Pakistan is saying that they will bring out more evidence to support their claims that in all these attacks, only civilians were killed.
That's Kamran Yusuf, live for us from Islamabad. Kamran, thank you very much indeed. And now let's cross over to the Indian capital and bring in TRT World's Ismita Sharma. Ismita, good to see you. What's the feeling in India right now?
India is only just waking up. You know, there are, of course, people, some politicians, journalists who have stayed awake through the night because as developments took place, everybody was chatting about it on social media. But large sections will get to know of it as they wake up. It's just 5:30 local time here. But what we do understand is in the next few hours, we will see a lot more briefings happen. Of course, the Indian Foreign Ministry has been awake, sending us, readouts, official statements, also saying what it is doing in terms of talking to global leaders, whether it's United States or Russia or in West Asia, including Saudi and UAE. We are also including the army to do a detailed press conference in a few hours from now, where we are just waiting to hear on the confirmed timing, but we understand that it's in a couple of hours from now, where they will break down as to what exactly has happened, following up on what has been named as Operation Sindoor.
And Smita, when you speak to locals within India and officials, do you get a sense that this retaliation or tit-for-tat between the two countries is going to continue, or is there an indication of any sort that this ends now?
Look, right now, following these strikes immediately, I mean, of course, we have not been able to speak to too many people because most of them have been asleep, not woken up really. But the expectation was that there would be some sort of a military hitting out from New Delhi. There was a lot of public pressure. People wanted the Modi government, which in the past, during its last 10 years of government, has, of course, acted, whether it's the surgical strikes of 2016 or the Balakot airstrikes of 2019. And this time around, the Pakistani, in fact, readouts themselves, the government, the prime minister themselves confirming that these 9 target sites that India, sites that India says has targeted for its terror infrastructure, that some of them also happen to be in the heart of Punjab, whether it's Bahawalpur, of course, we are also looking at places like Muridke and Koti within Pakistan. So as far as the Indian government is concerned, I think they understood that the public wanted to see a demonstrable sort of a reaction, a retaliation to those brutal killings in Pahalgam. India was bracing up for military mock war drills, which are scheduled for today at different slots. We are also learning, in fact, that northern Indian airports, several of the key sectors in northern India, whether it's Amritsar or whether it's Jammu, Srinagar, some of the airports, Leh, Dharamshala, which are actually closer to the bordering regions with Pakistan, they have been shut down until further notice. And a lot of the domestic carriers have also cancelled off their flights to these destinations and some more, including cities like Chandigarh, at least for the next few days. So which means that, while the government, I believe, would want this to remain a limited strike, in these kind of fluid situations, one just doesn't know which side the wind could blow. And, even as global leaders try and dial down the tensions, and we heard Donald Trump there saying that he hopes that this ends quickly. But there are other players, too, in the region who are obviously trying to send out a message and try and see if there could be restraint from both sides at this point in time.
That's Smita Sharma live for us from New Delhi. Smita, thank you very much indeed. U.S. President Donald Trump says he hopes the hostilities between the two countries end quickly.
It's a shame. We just heard about it just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. They've been fighting for many, many decades and centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.